Living in the valley. Living in the valley. Relationships, current events, dream interpretations. We cover them and many more. There's so much in store. If you wanna know everything happening in the valley, all we do is talk about every day. Living in the valley. Morning to end to every day. Living in the valley. All we do is talk about every day. Living in the valley. Morning to end to every day. Living in the valley.
Welcome to Everyday Living in the Valley, where I'm your host, Mr. Distinguished.
And I'm your host, Just Alex. Relationships, current events, dream interpretation. We cover them, and there is so much more. If you want more information on what's happening in the Valley, visit truevibes.net. That's true, T-R-U, the word vibes.net.
Listen, we have a great show prepared for you. If you like the content that we're producing, then feel free to like our Facebook page, Everyday Living in the Valley. We also have a raffle coming up that you don't want to miss. But before we get into all of that, let's talk about how this all started, Just Alex.
Oh, yes, the humble beginnings. This has been something that's been, I don't know, a long time coming.
Years.
10, 12 plus years.
Yes.
I mean, we just been having conversations about we should do a podcast. We would laugh, joke about it.
Yep.
And then it was like, you know what, let's get serious. But even then, we were still just kind of throwing the idea around.
Yes, we can do this.
Yeah,
It was always a concept for us, but we just, like, within the last, I would say, few months, made it a reality.
Absolutely. People would see us interact and would be like, okay, like y'all have a good vibe. Like people like to talk to us, like tell us things, getting advice. And so I was like, you know what? Let's just make this a reality. We started, oh my God, in the choir.
Yes.
This is like when we first met.
I was a teenager and Alex was a middle-aged adult.
Really? So, okay, we'll go with that. I think I was like in my 20s.
Yeah.
In my early 20s, but we're not going to go like I'm like I was, I don't know, 30 or something. But yeah, we started off in the choir, and I just remember, like, I don't know, we just clicked. It wasn't even like, I'm still just, to this day, I think.
We started going on trips and things of that nature.
Oh, yes, that's right. You always wanted to move wherever we were going.
And definitely, that was always the desire.
It was huge. I'm talking about Florida. I'm talking about New Orleans, New York.
Listen, everybody, there was a lot of barbecue involved.
Yes. We had like a little barbecue thing on the side of the road in Casita, Georgia.
I would do the baked beans, and I was bringing the sauce too.
Facts. I remember all of that. Oh my God. But you know what? What everything boils down to is you can do anything you put your mind to.
That's true. Like you may have something that's been, in the works for a while, but that's okay. You can always start it like us.
You know what? I do believe that once you connect with someone who you can be real with, and they can be real with you, like without getting upset. Like,
that's
I think that's
thing.
a huge thing.
Not everybody is able.
Ooh, listen. I think just if people see how me and George interact, which they do, people do see that, and it's real. That's just what it is. We have been like friends for years. I kind of look at George as like a little brother because he's always just been there, like around.
Oh, I'm gonna cry.
He's definitely not going to cry. Definitely not going to cry.
I am going to cry.
Yeah.
Let me cry.
That's a no-go right there.
Let me cry.
But I will say that we do uplift each other, like in a lot of things, just saying like anything that we be talking about, it's just like, you know what? You can do it.
Yeah.
You can do A, B, C, and X, Y, Z.
Because life be lifing.
and do.
Lifey, lifey. I don't know what it is by just Alex, but she's always at the right place at the right time. Things are like always happening around her, and I'm just here for it.
So, Mr. Distinguished, you have the same thing. Things happen around you as well. So we're not gonna just say that it just happened around me.
It's just for her.
Nah, because I'll tell y'all about a trip we went. We went to what was it? Six Flags. Literally, things were like happening, and we was like, "There's no way this is a guy." Literally was trying to fight a like karate chop a bee.
Oh, what about his son? Dad, please stop.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Dad.
We were like, "What is he?" They was literally in front of us, y'all. We was in line to get on. I don't know what ride it was.
Oh, what kind of bag he had on in his bag?
It was like, I don't know, like he was going hiking
Camping,
for
like that.
some days.
But definitely not for amusement.
No, it was. I'm still trying to figure out to this day, how did he get this big old bag into the park? Like, I know they ain't have no scanner to run that thing through.
Mm-mm. Father, you're embarrassing me.
Oh, the little boy was so embarrassed, y'all. He had to be what, 12, 13, maybe. I'm gonna say early teens.
I'm sure stuff like that probably happens to him a lot.
I'm sure it does.
At his household.
That was something.
He done told his dad this before.
Listen, that boy was so embarrassed, and we was literally like, is he really trying to fight this bee?
Here go me trying to get away.
And was.
Listen.
And
you
was.
Know, one thing about black people, we don't really mess with like bugs
Listen, we don't do
flies,
it. We don't
wasps, bees, none of that.
I'm not finna fight no bee. I don't have time
just
for
have
it.
his way.
But we were looking like, okay, is the bee gonna come after us because he's deciding that
Here go me point at the guy that's aggravating the bee, so it'll go after the guy.
I just remember that, and I was just like, this is the craziest thing ever. But that's not the craziest thing that has happened around.
There's been a lot of things.
It's been so much stuff, and you just sit there and you be like, really? Is this really happening?
If we really had like a journal or a diary documenting all this stuff,
that would be something.
We would have like stuff for movie scripts, sitcoms.
Absolutely. George always tell me like my life could be a sitcom.
I do tell you that because that's the truth.
He tells me that a lot.
Because a lot of that stuff don't happen to other people.
You know what? I have to I don't know. Sometimes you just gotta laugh.
And we have like a dark humor type of vibe.
And do.
Like we laugh at stuff that we probably shouldn't be laughing at, but it'd be funny. So,
definitely shouldn't be laughing.
I'm gonna laugh. Alex gonna laugh too.
I am. Listen, I'm sorry. I have to.
She's not sorry, by the way, y'all. She's really not. She's just gonna laugh unapologetically.
We're not doing it.
In your face.
We're not doing that. I'm not gonna laugh. No. Now laugh at somebody in their face, that's you. Listen, I have called and I do be upset. Like I be upset about something that happened. And the first thing that Mr. Distinguished does is he
That's
immediately
not the first thing. I'm like, oh, are you
he
okay?
does. Now, if I'm looking for, but I don't like if I'm calling you about something, I don't, but he knows this too. Yeah. I don't do just pray about it and
the scripted stuff.
I don't.
Yeah, the stuff that you expect anybody to say, you know.
And he is the same way. You're the same way.
So annoying.
And listen, it is like, that's the worst thing to do is tell me that. Like, oh, you know what?
Oh, just keep going.
Just keep going praying.
Like, what is this?
It's immediate. Like, all right, then let me go and get off this phone.
All right, do.
Exactly. And that's why I call, because I know he's in. It's weird, y'all, but that's just how we are. We are.
Oh, how about how we get off the phone?
Oh, it's not by. Okay. The first time that it happened, Mr. Distinguished phone just clicks. Doop, that's it. Doop.
That's the end of the conversation.
That's the end of the conversation.
That's it.
And so my crazy self, I didn't even try to call him back. I was like, oh, okay, I guess, all right. So I done got so used to it. And now when I could be talking and the phone just do.
Yep.
And here go me. The first time that Lo is my husband, y'all. The first time Lo seen this happen, he was like, did he just hang up on you? Here
Are
go me.
y'all okay?
And here go me. Nah, this is like, this is normal. And he was just like, y'all are so weird. And we are. I mean, but it works.
No. Tell him about the time you was mad at me about the cruise conversation.
Oh, listen. So I can definitely let y'all know. I think this is like the first time ever in, I don't know, 15, 16 years that we've known each other. So I'm going to say this was last year. Was last year? I think it was.
Yeah. Or the year before.
Or
I don't know.
It had to be last year because you didn't go
Was it in the midst of COVID?
No.
I don't remember. Child.
You know what? Yes, it was. So yes, you're right. It was. So this was about 3 years ago. And I was just talking about, let's go ahead and book. Let's do this. And so,
well, let me give you a little backstory. So, just Alex, she likes to plan for trips like 5 years, 10 years in advance.
We're not doing the 10 years.
I mean, it just be like way in the future.
We can do 2 to 3. We can do 2 to 3 years.
Okay, we'll go to that. So Alex, before we even go on the thing that we're about to go on, here go Alex. Oh, so that trip we're about to take in 5 years, what do you think we should wear? And I'll be like, girl, that's 5 years from now. And she got mad at me.
I did. So this is what I did. All right, y'all, I'm going to get off the phone. And we did have another person on the line as well.
Here go me. Oh, she's pissed.
And here go the other person. She was like, no, I don't think so.
Oh, she's mad.
And he was like, no.
Yeah, she mad.
No,
she's upset.
She mad. And I was, y'all. So I got on the phone, and we do have like a group chat. I removed myself from the group chat. And so Mr. Distinguished in his head, and I know how he operate because I operate the same way. He was just like, all right, I guess I'll talk to the next lifetime.
Yeah, I can see you next lifetime.
See you when you're a ghost.
That's that.
That was that. And I'm going to tell you how we started back talking. I think, let me go back.
Your daughter.
Let me go back to my daughter.
Yeah.
So Destiny is my oldest. And she was like, I seen George at the store. And I was like, we finna play cards at my grandma's house. And, George is like, okay. And so I'm explaining to her why we wasn't talking. And the look on her face was like classic. It was just like, really?
Wait, didn't you explain it to some other
people? I did. We had like a family function thing. And again, Mr. Distinguished always comes to our family functions because he's a part of my family. So they was like, everybody was asking like, where's George? Where's George? And so I was just like, we ain't talking. And they was like, what? Because again, my family knows that me and George is close. So, I'm just going into detail what happened. Like, I was trying to talk to him about a cruise and he was just like, whatever. And I was like, the cruise is like a year and something away. And they just looking at me like, y'all crazy. Like,
y'all some little kids.
I know. And I was just like, it is what it is. I ain't going to talk to him no more.
Ever in life. Well, I guess I guess
I'll talk to him in the next lifetime.
I think the way we got started was your husband, actually.
Was it?
Yeah, because the stuff that you like to talk to me about.
Oh, yeah. He was over it.
He was over it, the senior.
So let me tell y'all about our conversations. Like when we're on the phone, our conversation, we don't stay on one topic. Let me just say that.
Like y'all could probably already see.
We jump around. Like that's just how we talk. It gets boring, I think, to me. Just talk about one thing and
she got ADHD, guys.
He has it bad.
No, don't do me.
He has it bad. So, And we always sing. Like if somebody say, I don't know, we
Well,
can
I
just
think-
say one word.
Mm-hmm.
We just bust out in a song. And my husband can't stand that. He don't like it. He was just like, look, you need to go call George or something. So I was like, all right. So I asked the girl to put me back into the group chat. And we just started, as usual, we always posting different memes or whatever. And
We kind of just went through it like it didn't happen.
did until we got on the phone finally. And then it was just like, yeah, I was mad. He was like, oh, I know he was mad. And it was just like, yeah, all right then. Well, let's keep it moving.
But guys, like we said before, we want you to be inspired throughout this podcast. We want you to be able to fulfill whatever that you put your mind to.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you can most definitely do that. Like, go ahead. Just don't be afraid to go outside the box.
This is your Your Valley Giveaway is brought to you by Nail Slay by Ray. We present to you our very first Valley Giveaway. So just Alex, what are we raffling?
Okay, guys, we are raffling off like a full, fresh, new set of nails, and that is Nail Slay by Ray. Here are the rules to qualify for the raffle. We need you to like and follow Everyday Living in the Valley Facebook page. You must invite 10 people to our page. You must enter one of the secret words broadcasted throughout the episode. Go to truevibes.net and click on Enter Valley Giveaway.
That's right, Alice. Now, when it comes to coworkers and things of that nature, we all have some epic stories.
Oh man, some coworker chronicles. So, you know what? We got some coworkers that you just be like, just mind the business that pays you. You know what I mean? Like, I come in here to do my job and I just want to get on to the house. I don't care what Nancy over here doing, with Sally and Sue, with Jack and Jill. I don't care about none of that. I don't care that she came in at 8:05 and she left at 4:50. That's just them. You know what? Let them do what they do. I just want to do my job and get on to the house. But you got that one or two coworkers that got to tell on everybody.
God. Listen, just mind your business.
It's so aggravating to me. Like, just always.
And let me tell you, just us as a culture, we really don't fool with HR.
Not at all.
It's just not with it. We try to stay under, the radar.
I cannot stand someone that goes to HR a lot. Now, don't get me wrong. As a culture, we do got some of us that will go to HR and feel like, they got to tell, they got to run their mouth. But for the most part, to me, if it's not jeopardizing my job and what I'm doing, I don't need to have to, just go to HR. I just want to do my job and get on to the house.
For some people, that's not enough.
It's not. You got some miserable people out there. They always say misery love company. That is a true statement.
Mm-hmm.
They got to sit here and talk about what somebody is doing. Did you see what they wearing? Did you see what they doing? Did you see this? No, I didn't see it. You know why I didn't see it? Because I
wasn't concentrated on
I wasn't. I was doing my job.
Thank you for bringing that to my attention.
Yeah. But what I do see is you not doing what you're supposed to do because you watching somebody else.
And the thing with HR is, I guess for me, I just feel like they're first about the company. Right?
Agree.
And it's, you got to be really selective for what you do if you do go to HR. Because first they're going to look at you.
Exactly.
They're going to look at you. They're going to review you. They're going to review your file, see what you have going on. And then, they might look into what you're talking about. But you got to make sure you got your stuff together before you go to them.
Absolutely. And I know some people probably got some stories that they can tell about their coworkers. So, if you would like to share your own coworker chronicle experience, please visit truevibes.net. That's true, TRU, vibes.net. Click on Contact Us at Everyday Living in the Valley. Fill out the form and select Coworker Chronicles.
That's right. That's right. So, guys, don't miss your opportunity to enter our Valley giveaway. And also, if you like the sitcom Bel-Air, well, stick around and let's review it. This is so much more coming up on Everyday Living in the Valley.
Living in the valley.
Hey guys, you want some bomb nails? Well, I have just a place for you. Nails Slay by Ray. Down at the Bomb Aesthetics, she'll get you just right. I've been going to her for some years and you definitely will not be disappointed. Manda Bullock, she's also listed on Facebook. That's MandaBullock. You can also give her a call at 678-209-8652. Thank you.
Your Valley giveaway secret word is motivation. That's motivation. Again, that's motivation.
Living in the valley. All we do is talk about every day. Living in the valley. Come on and tune in to every day. Living in the valley. All we do is talk about every day. Living in the valley. Come on and tune in to every day. Living in the valley.
Welcome back to Everyday Living in the Valley, where I'm your host, Jess Alex.
And I'm your host, Mr. Distinguished. Relationships, current events, dream interpretations. Listen, we covered them here in the Valley. If you'd like more information on what's happening in the Valley, visit our website at truevibes.net. That's the word true, as in TRU, the word vibes.net. Now, we do have opportunities for advertising, and we would love to do business with you. That's also available on our website, truevibes.net. So, Alex, remember that time when you wore them heels?
Listen, y'all. Now, we all know when we got an interview coming up or something special, you definitely want to look nice. So I had an interview coming up and it was a corporate job. And I really wanted this job, so I decided that I was going to wear some heels. Now, mind you, this is about, I don't know, maybe 6-7 years ago. This is back in my heel wearing days. And I decided that I was going to spiff it up. Now, mind you, my husband Lo was like, Alex, don't wear the heels. Don't you tell me that.
I'm going to wear my heels.
I'm going to wear my heels.
Did you like cuss them out or something?
I went off. I did. I went off about wearing my heels. So I was like, I got to look nice. This is what's going to help me get this job. Even though, I got the job, but still. So I decided that, they didn't have like a visitor's part. That's number one. Visitor's part.
Come on, places of employment. Let's start a visitor parking lot.
In the front of the building normally. They didn't have that, so I had to walk. When I parked my car, I said, okay, I got this. I can get there. I ended up walking. I did not bring my wallet, nothing. So they was like, you have your ID? When I made it up there, and I was like, no, I gotta go back to the car and get it. She was like, yes. And I was like, oh, okay. All right, I got this. Walking back to the car, my legs is like, I don't know if we gonna make it, girl. And I was like, we got this. We got this.
Did you cuss your legs out or something?
Listen, I was just like, we got this. Let's go. As I'm walking back up to the building, my legs are screaming. And I'm just like, all we gotta do is step up the step and just get to the door. As I step up, my leg said, not today. Not today, Alex. And I hit that ground.
What do you think the sound effect sounded like?
It was groom boom.
It's like boom 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 or
and
boom,
listen,
boom.
I had on a too tight shirt.
Oh.
And the jacket part of that button popped.
Oh.
Shirt came up. So they seen breasts. I'm gonna say breastises. That's what I'm gonna say. Breastises. Not breast, but breastises.
Not breastises.
We're gonna do breastises today. So that's what they seen. Listen, they got a full view.
So then the lady, did she come out the
She
building?
ran out there, and it was I don't know where the other lady came from, but she popped up over there.
She was probably back in the little laughing.
I'm sure she was.
Because I would have been laughing.
I would have too. If I seen all that happen, which I have seen people fall, and you kind of try to look away.
Yeah.
But you got the smirk on your face.
Yes.
So I mean, the lady was like, "Oh my God, are you okay?" And I was like, "Yes." I was more embarrassed than anything. Now it did hurt. Now it stung. Now hitting that ground because it's cement. It stung.
But what really hurt was your pride.
My pride was messed up because one, I had on too tight clothes, and I was trying to look good in this interview. Now we all know everybody. I mean, not unless you just actively always searching for a job, but I mean, you don't. You have like these particular outfits that you wear strictly for
Signature.
yeah,
That
what you're going
stuff for funerals.
right.
You got your stuff already
You got
set up.
you got your
Yeah.
stuff. So that was one of my old interview outfits, and it was not it. I learned my lesson. I had to go to my husband and be like, yeah, I failed.
And I would have been like, I told you so.
He did not say I told you
I would have
so.
said it.
Now, when I got on the phone with Mr. Distinguished, what did he do, y'all?
I asked if she was okay.
No.
Yes,
He
I did.
immediately
I did. I did not.
He absolutely laughed and continuously brought it up. Hey, Alice, you remember that time when you wore them heels?
I would never.
He always, and you know what? That is what helped us come up with that segment of Remember That Time When?
Yeah.
Because we bring this stuff, when stuff happens to us, we bring it up a lot. You remember that time
It
when?
could be 5 minutes ago.
I'm telling you, and we do it all the time.
So, Alex, you remember watching The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air growing
Oh,
up?
man, I do. And you know what? I know that they came out with a newer version of Bel-Air. And I'm going to say that I was completely against it. I was like, I'm not going to look at this.
Yeah, he was.
Mr. Distinguished kept telling me, hey, you need to go ahead. You need to look at this show. The first season came out. Of course, he watched the first season. I was still like, nah, I ain't doing that. The second season came out, and I was still against it until the middle of it. He was like, hey, it's really good. So I went on
Trying to tell
ahead,
y'all.
and I did. I watched 2 seasons, y'all, in probably a week. I actually beat Mr. Distinguished over here.
Don't do me.
It did. I beat
You
him
did, but don't do
with
me.
finishing out. But let's get into like the first 2 episodes.
It's a lot to cover,
It's
guys.
a lot to break down. You know, the cast introduction.
Yes.
You kind of knew who was who.
I like the way how the cast kind of introduced themselves without it just being just so obvious, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, you knew exactly who was who when they came up on the screen. And it's just, they did something different with this cast and the sitcom in general. This is more of a drama type of series. And back in the day, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was more of a comedy.
It was.
Family,
It definitely was a
prime
comedy.
time type of.
I like the drama. I'm loving the character development in the newer version of Bel-Air. I'm just liking the way that they just made it. Will has a big head.
Big pride as well, too.
Most definitely. To me, it really could have been avoided.
It could have. It really could have.
I mean, come on now. Okay, we got an opportunity to go to a D1 college. We all know, like, that's the cream de la creme when it comes to playing basketball. But I like how his mom was just trying to tell him, like, there's more to being just right here in Philly.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you need to get outside of
what you're used to and what you've been exposed to, because there's a bigger world out there.
You know what? We know some people like that in real life.
Yes, in our city.
Haven't
been anywhere.
Listen.
We're not, downing you or anything like that.
No, not at all. This is what I'm saying. Don't be afraid to step outside of that box.
Exactly.
Don't confine yourself to or define yourself according to where you're at. You can't worry about what somebody else is doing or how somebody else is going to look at you, or I'm being a sellout if I... No. This is about your life. What you don't want to do is become older and then look back and say, well, I should have done this or I could have done that. Because when I tell you, Casita, Georgia has some bomb players, like when it comes to basketball, football, whatever. You don't see a lot of them doing it or really just following through because it's it's like you got to have that drive. Like even when I was coming up, I seen people who could really ball, who could really do a lot of stuff, and it's just you know what, Casita's just it. This is it.
Yeah. So, and I love the quote that Will's mom was saying to him. She said, "Your crown is waiting as soon as you find the courage to wear it."
Love that. That can apply. You know what? Just apply that to your life.
Exactly.
Apply that to whatever you're trying to do. You know, you got, as we said, life be lifing.
And we know that fear may be involved in
Ah,
circumstances as well too.
absolutely. Afraid to step outside of that comfort zone. Do it anyway.
Yes, you can do it. Look at
I
us.
mean, look at where we came from. Look at how we are living our life. And not only that, look at some people around you. Like sometimes we idolize celebrities, we idolize like, you know, stars and looking at, oh, they just got this glamorous life. But you don't look at where they came from to get to where they at.
Yeah, we don't recognize the human in
Mm,
people. Um,
exactly.
and not everybody in Bel Air is fortunate to have an Uncle Phil.
Absolutely. That's real. Now that is real because how many of us got an uncle that can spring us up out of jail or prison? Because let's be real, he's supposed to have lost that scholarship, just lost any chance of doing anything.
Supposed to be in jail.
Supposed to be in prison,
Yes.
like under the prison
Yes, he would have
with
probably
a
had
felony.
felony weapon charge.
Oh yeah,
He would have definitely had maybe like a public defender or something like that. He wouldn't
absolutely,
have been able to afford Uncle
absolutely,
Phil lawyer.
absolutely.
And as soon as he got out, they were riding to the airport.
I mean, he didn't even have no clothes, just the
Mm-mm.
clothes on his back. And he was like, "Where I'm going? Oh, we got to get out of here.
You know what? And that's okay. Sometimes you just have to just start anew.
Pack up and
Pack up.
leave."
Not sometimes you leave the stuff that you have behind you
Yep.
and just go.
Holler at y'all.
See
Goodbye.
you later.
Yeah, yeah. I This is what I always say. Probably if I didn't have any children, or and you know what, I can't even use that as an excuse. Because if you really want to go somewhere, if you really want to do something, you can do it with kids, without kids, or whatever. You can do what you set your mind to. And don't let nobody always tell you got to go to college to
Exactly.
be successful, because you don't. You really don't.
But I think, later on we had to talk about like the way that type of thing is set up with the generation before us
Absolutely.
versus now, and the mentality
Absolutely.
is completely different.
Mm,
College, the corporate America was really pushed with our parents.
it was.
You need to go to corporate America. You need to do this. You need to do that.
That's how you can make the money.
Yes, but the mentality now is so much different with our generation.
Entrepreneur.
Entrepreneur.
There you go. There you go.
But I also like in the sitcom Bel-Air how they had little nuggets that would tie it back to the original series.
I do like that.
Like the beginning, how it opened up and they had Will spinning around in the chair, the king chair, the prince chair. That was, a callback to the theme song.
It was.
And what was kind of different with this was we kind of gotten a more detailed story of what happened
I agree.
behind.
I agree. Yeah.
Because in the original, you just heard it in the theme song. Mama got scared and, sit there.
And went on. Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So I really do appreciate that. It gives you a sense of nostalgia. And I guess for me, I believe that the sitcom Bel-Air was written for people of our generation.
I agree.
Who's watching, everybody can enjoy the series or whatever, but they put stuff in there for us.
I agree with that. I can most definitely. It made it more real.
Mm-hmm.
Made it more believable.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, you just looking at it like modernize Bel Air Just looking at how Will is having to adjust.
A big adjustment
I mean, that's a huge adjustment.
from nothing, really, because he didn't bring anything to the airport. They didn't even
Nothing.
allow him to.
Nothing.
And
So I
but
like.
but I think that it was necessary in a sense because if he never would have did what he did, he would have never probably never been exposed to that
Well,
lifestyle.
yeah, because he really didn't want to play ball anywhere but in Philly. And his
Yeah.
mom, that's where the whole, saying that she was saying, like, hey,
So
outside of these 12 square miles.
yeah. So sometimes stuff happens in life. We may see it as a bad thing, but it may be necessary for us to transition into a different part of what we need to
Absolutely.
do to get, on our journey, right?
I have to 100% agree with that. Everything that happens to you, even though a door may be closed or something else may happen and you might have a detour, do not take everything as a setback because it's not. If you're sitting there and you're praying, I don't know, people who are spiritual, if you're sitting there and you're praying for God to reveal some things or remove some things and do this for me and do that for me, that is what he is doing. But you can't take that as, oh, the devil just done came. It's not always that. Because what you may feel like is right for you is absolutely wrong for you.
Exactly. Whew, that was a lot.
It was-
Well, guys, don't miss your opportunity to enter into our Valley giveaway. And let me tell you about how someone had me messed up.
Looking to book a cruise or general traveling tips? Stick around and I will get you right.
Living in the valley.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Nails Slay by Ray. Go ahead and book your appointment today.
Living in the valley.
Hey guys, you want some bomb nails? Well, I have just the place for you. Nails Slay by Ray. Down at the Bomb Aesthetics, she'll get you just right. I've been going to her for some years and you definitely will not be disappointed. Manda Bullock, she's also listed on Facebook. That's MandaBullock. You can also give her a call at 678-209-8652. Thank you.
Your Valley giveaway secret word is destiny. That's destiny. Again, that's destiny.
Living in the valley. All we do is talk about every day. Living in the valley. Come and tune in to every day. Living in the valley. All we do is talk about every day. Living in the valley. Come and tune in to every day. Living in the valley.
Welcome back to Everyday Living in the Valley, where I'm your host, Mr. Distinguished.
And I'm your host, Just Alex. Relationship, current events, dream interpretation, we cover them, and there is more. There is so much more. If you would like some relationship advice, or if you have a dream that you would like us to interpret, go to truevibes.net. That's true, TRU, the word vibes.net. And then click on Contact Us at Everyday Living in the Valley.
Thank you so much, Just Alex. Well, guys, I have to tell you about the time where these folks had me messed up.
I just know you lying to me.
Ooh, child, they got me messed up.
She really did try it.
They got me messed up.
She really said that?
Ooh, child, I just tell you, these folks just really got me messed up.
So, Alex. So let me tell you about this time where some of y'all don't know about me. I'm a musician. I play at churches on Sundays. And so back in this day, I wasn't really playing like on second Sundays, let's just say that. And so there was this church that was right down the street from me. The bass player had asked, hey, you want to come and help out and play and stuff like that? And I'm like, sure. I had no problems with that. And bass player was a good friend, a really talented bass player. So I'm like, yeah, let's do this. So went there, was going there for about a good smooth 2 months, and everything was Gucci. And then, and this one Sunday, I got in there. I was playing on this clavinova. It's like a electric piano, basically. And there was this other guy there, this other musician, piano player, and he was hooked up on the other side of the building. And so we were, this was weird or whatever. So we were trying to get a better understanding of what was going on. And so the bass player was asking the head deacon that was in charge, like, okay, who's playing today? Is it me or is it this other guy? Mm-hmm. And he didn't really help out. He just said, let's just say this other guy was named Marco. The deacon kept saying, Marco's going to play today. And then he walked away. So, yeah, we were confused because I haven't heard or seen Marco, these last 2 months.
Right.
He just popped up. You know what I mean? So it was weird to me. So I'm not going to let this steal my thunder. I'm going to play anyway. Right? So
right.
I get to the clavinova that always worked the last 2 months I've been going there. And for whatever reason, there was no sound coming out of it. And I was like,
somebody done unplugged something.
And so after we got done with the first song, the other guy, he came over and he plugged it in. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh, this is weird or whatever. But you know what? I'm not going to let this steal my thunder.
Absolutely.
So I started playing. We're going to have a good time and all of that. And, that's what I was telling myself. And so throughout the service, I noticed that my sound was progressively getting lower and lower and lower to the point where I couldn't even hear myself.
Just over there, just beating on some keys.
I was just beating on some keys. That's what that was. And I was like, I know you lying to me. I just knew it. Somebody in the sound booth was turning me down.
Right.
And making sure the other guy was turned up. And so I was just over there just not playing anymore because it was just stupid to me at this point.
Right.
Right. So we get to the end of service and I'm over it. I'm like, y'all can have this. I'm about to go back to the house. Y'all can have this. I don't care anymore.
This is too much.
This is too much. And so what they decided to do was to have an on-fly interview between the two of us.
Way too much.
Way too much. So in this little cramped room, they had the whole deacon board. They had a couple of members from the choir, a couple of lead singers from the choir. They had the pastor in this room. This room was just filled with people. And I don't know who went first or whatever, but I went in there. And I guess it got to the point where they were asking me questions and I wasn't responding.
I mean, what was the point?
Yeah, I wasn't responding because I was like, I'm done with this.
Yeah.
I'm like, what y'all want me to say? They were asking me questions like,
like a full on interview.
Yeah, why do you feel like you're a match for this job?
Oh no.
Boy.
Oh no. Now, let me just clarify this. Mr. Distinguished does not go back and forth with people.
I don't argue.
It is a wrap.
It's a wrap.
He'll tell you something one time. You good if you get two.
Yeah.
After that, okay, he gonna let you have it.
I'm not an arguer,
And it's not.
I'm just gonna all right, that's just what it is.
That's just it. All right, have a great day.
Oh, like some people in the choir.
Listen. Listen. When I tell you I've seen him like give somebody a key and they be like, I'm singing in that key, and he'll just say, no, you're not. This is the key. And then they be like, I'm singing in that key, and he'd be like, okay, moving on. Sopranos, he'll move on.
Yep.
Okay. So I just wanted to clarify this part. So when he say that they over here asking questions and stuff like an interview, he was already done when the guy turned the whoever in the sound booth turned everything down.
Yeah, I was done. I mean, I just felt like if y'all didn't want me to come there,
Absolutely, you just wasting my time.
you wasted my time. You could send me a text before I got up here, and I wouldn't have
Yes.
come. I would have stayed at the house. I'd have been
Listen,
happy.
FYI to churches, get your stuff together. If you want people to actually be able to come in, and if you want somebody to play for you, or if you're trying to, which is one of the favorite things that I hear, we're trying to get our membership up. How can we get members in here? One, stop judging people.
Amen.
Stop it. That is number one. Let's start there. And I don't know what happens to come as you are, because as soon as somebody walk into the church with something that others feel like they shouldn't wear, the first thing I say, did you see so-and-so and what they got on? Did you see their hair? Leave it alone. Don't invite another musician to come in their church and play. And if you're going to be like, well, we're going to have an interview and we're going to have battle of the musicians. No, we're not doing that.
Yeah, we really wasn't trying to get caught up in the politics
Exactly.
of the church. I was
Absolutely.
just there to have fun, play, the
Absolutely.
piano alongside the bass player.
Right.
I wasn't really looking for all of this,
You're not a person, again, not a person to argue.
I'm
So
not.
when y'all was like, let's go have this little powwow, this little interview, I'm
Dead.
telling you,
Dead.
he was over it.
Unalived.
So I've always told Mr. Distinguished that he should have his own church.
Oh, my God.
I have said this multiple times.
I've told just Alex that she needs to be working with the women.
Yeah, he has said that, y'all.
Yes, I've said this multiple times to her. And no, let's go. She comes up with these epiphanies, guys. Or wait till somebody else tells her this.
I don't know. It's like when Mr. Distinguished and my husband tell me something.
Mm-hmm.
At that moment, I'm not listening to whatever they're telling me. So I'm just like, oh, okay. And then it could be like 2-3 months later. And I'm like, oh, you know what? Guess what I just thought that I need to do? I need to do ABC. And here you go, Mr. Distinguished. So the same thing I told you 2 months ago?
Yeah.
I've been telling you this for a long time. And I'm just like.
No, it'd be stuff like I'd be telling her for years.
It do. I can't say that.
And then she'd be like, oh my God, guess what? I'm like, what? Da 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 da. I'm like, I've been telling you that.
Exactly. He do, y'all. He do. I do stand in my way. That's why we always say, anything that you want to do, just make sure you have some people around you that's going to be motivation. But that rolls into just traveling. Traveling is something that I love, love, love to do. So like Mr. Distinguished said, listen, I can get a new job or wherever job I'm on. Let me just say that. I get them 2 year notice.
It will now. She get on the phone with me and be like, I done told them, and I'm like, did you even have the interview yet? She's like, yeah, but I went ahead and told them that.
Went ahead and told them.
I'm gonna need December of 2027 off.
I do. I don't know why I do that. If you know what, they'd be like, oh, okay, Alex, great.
Okay, well, let's
Great.
write this down.
Yeah,
I forgot about it because it's so far in advance.
So this is what I'm telling you. Travel tips. I'm going to give you one real good one. If you love to travel, you want to start doing some things, plan it out. You don't have to go immediately. Traveling can cost, but if you treat it as if you have a bill, you can pay on your travel. So I do take multiple cruises a year. I love to cruise.
Let me just put this side note in here. There were times, I remember the first time that I went somewhere with you. I think it was Florida.
It was Florida.
She didn't really have a job, and I was like, and she was just rolling out them hundreds out her purse, and I was trying to figure it out because it wasn't adding together.
He did, and he still talk about that.
Oh my God, she sell drugs. God.
I know. He was just, and he know I don't, y'all. So I really don't. But what I do is I save. So yeah, you can save different ways. So instead of me going eating at this fast food or whatever, I put that to the side, and I do that with the kids. I let them know, hey, y'all want to go here? Well, this is how we're going to go. We're going to save. So travel tip number 1 is plan your trips in advance and save. You are able to take multiple trips. I am a travel agent. You do not pay me, but I can assist you with booking travel. I can show you the way. I do not mind doing that. I want everybody to save money when they're going somewhere. I'm always telling George, hey, let's go here. You remember that time when I was going to have us in New Orleans?
Oh my God, guys, listen. So I think like a hurricane had just ravaged the area.
It did.
Here go just Alex on the phone. I think it was 3 of us on the phone. And she was like, oh my God, let's go to New Orleans. And here go me in the background. Didn't they just have a hurricane? Here she go, and we could eat the gumbo, and we could do this and that. Here go me. Didn't that hurricane just ravage that area? And here she go. And you know, I got the hotel that we can check into.
I did, yeah.
And then I'll just fade out.
He did. He was done. Look, as I stated, now he'll try. He did. I think you really tried more than 2 times.
I did try more than 2 times.
He did. For the first time ever, I can actually say he did try more than 2 times to tell me, like, yeah, hurricane just came through there. As I'm beginning to look into booking, like really like, okay, because this is what I do. I normally book it and then I send them the link in the text, like, hey, this is where we're going to stay. This is that. So that's what I normally do. As I beginning to book, there was a warning across the side saying it was a hurricane that came through and they wasn't open. And I was like, oh my God, So I'm looking like at all of New Orleans. Yeah, majority was immersed in water. So as I'm calling Mr. Distinguished, here go me, hey, there's a hurricane that hit down there. And he was like, that's what, here go me. In the back of my head, I heard him saying
that noise,
yes,
that white noise in the background. That was me.
It was. So as I'm realizing, oh my, that's what you were saying.
Yes.
Like he was like, yeah, we were gonna be down there passing out water.
Helping FEMA out.
We were gonna help FEMA. We had to get some blood, everything. I was just like, oh my God, I can't believe I was about to. So as I'm telling Lo, and he's like, I mean, but wasn't that what? Because normally when I talk, I'm on speakerphone. So he was like, wasn't that what Joy was telling you? And I was like, yeah, he was.
Yeah, that white noise in the background.
I know. I don't know why my brain just went lump. It did.
She does this all the time.
I do. But just wrapping that up, just letting y'all know, like with this podcast, we plan to bring y'all a lot of good content.
That's right. And we want you to be with this journey with us, you know?
Absolutely. I mean,
invite a friend.
Yeah, most definitely. Invite a friend, invite family members. We just want you to know, like, this is what we're going to have for you. You're going to enjoy it. It's going to be nice.
Well, guys, that's all we have for you today. We hope you enjoyed the show.
If you would like some relationship advice, or if you have a dream that you would like us to interpret, go to truevibes.net. That's true, TRU, the word vibe.net.
And don't forget about our Valley giveaway. Y'all should have heard some words throughout this podcast. Go to our website and enter the Valley giveaway. And join us next week.
We look forward to seeing you.
Living in the valley.
This has been a True Vibes Entertainment production. For more information on what's going on in the Valley and more, visit our website at truevibes.net. That's true as in TRU, the word vibes.net.